This is Curious Television, a professional online-based television committed to promoting truth, balanced and objective reportage without fear. Please like, share and subscribe to our YouTube and Facebook channels. Curious Television, fearless pursuit of truth.
The Kwara State Commissioner for Agriculture and Rural Development, Honorable Oloruntyosi, mostly described by many as humble, cool, calm and collected, has described the massive investment in the agricultural sector of the state by Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazak as exceptional, far-reaching and above all already impacting positively on the masses across the state. Thomas, who disclosed this in an exclusive interview with Curious Television in her office, where she spoke about the state agricultural transformation plan of the state, which includes several interventions for verified farmers, provision of tractors, training and retrainings of extension agents across the state, and many others, despite the recent dry spell experienced across the country.
This has been on, the overall goal really is for us to achieve food and nutrition security as a state. And I intentionally said and nutrition security because that is something that clearly distinguishes us, differentiates us from other states, our focus on quality, which is nutrition. Yes, we want to improve our productivity in quantity, but also for us in Kwara, that quality is a big part. So we just don't want to produce huge quantity, but we also want to ensure that we're producing quality products. So nutrition-wise, Kwarans are healthier, they're eating healthier food, which of course would affect also our spending on health on the long run. It would also help us as a state to achieve our export agenda, because once we're producing at a certain quality, then it's easier for us to meet the standard to be able to export as a state, which would affect our economy. We have interventions as a state, and we've had several interventions this year. We've had 4 interventions we've talked about. I'm sure you must have heard about it. We started the first one with a special rice intervention this year that was targeted at 3,400 farmers. We then went on to the next one, which was the NJ Cares Fadama intervention, the World Bank assisted project, where we focused on about 600,000 farmers. And we didn't just give input support of seed, agrochemical, fertilizer, but we gave inputs such as power tillers to boost production. We also gave out fishing boats for our fishermen, spraying cans, and just assets that would generally help to improve productivity. And we then went on to the third intervention for the year, which was the special wet season farming intervention. We targeted 10,000 farmers, and we focused on rice, maize, and soya beans because we have comparative advantage for those crops. And right after that, we then had another intervention, the fourth intervention, which was to cushion the effects of the extended drought. So we gave out fertilizer towards the end so that people can, still have bountiful harvest. So those are the interventions that we've had. And in addition to those interventions, again, we're looking at the first 2 pillars of input and production. As a state, we've been pushing for, advocating and promoting cluster farming, again, to boost our productivity. We want to ensure that our farmers are together so that we can have meaningful interventions. When the farmers are, scattered all about, it's hard for the government to be able to plan purposefully and to be able to measure the intervention. So we want to ensure we have effective intervention, that we are monitoring, and that we are measuring the impact and properly communicating those impacts. Also, His Excellency has made it clear that he wants to ensure that our interventions are timely and that they are of quality. We're giving out quality input to verified farmers, and that's exactly what we've done. We've improved in terms of the timing, compared to previous years, and we'll do better even next year.
When asked to speak on her uncommon energetic zeal and passion for the agricultural sector, The beautiful and intelligent Commissioner Oloruntyosi maintained that agriculture remains the easiest and fastest way to help Nigerians improve their livelihood and economy, insisting that agriculture can also help solve forex-related issues when the nation embraces exportation of agricultural produce.
I think for me, I truly believe that agriculture is the easiest and fastest way to help Nigerians to improve their livelihood and to improve our economy. Even when we look at the big picture issues that we're facing as a nation with the forex, agri can solve it when we export more. It's as simple as that. So agriculture can solve a lot of our problems in Nigeria, if not everything. So I truly believe in that. So that's why, being the Commissioner for Agri in Kwara, I want Kwara to be an example to other states, so that from here, when they see that Kwarans are doing better, our farmers, their livelihood is improving, farming is not as complicated as people see it to be, or as unattractive in terms of now we do mechanized farming, so that people begin to see agriculture in a different light, but also to break down to the youth and to Nigerians in general that agriculture is not just about the production, which is the first pillar, first and second pillar, the primary production. There's so many aspects to agriculture. There's logistics, there's trading, there's value addition, processing. So to let our youth know that with agriculture you can be creative, you can use technology. What you can decide that, okay, what I want to do along the agri value chain is just to fly my drone and spray, because now you can do that. So there's so much about agric, that everybody can find something to do in agriculture that aligns with their natural gift or talent or ability that would solve a problem. And that's the beauty of agriculture. You're making money, but you're actually solving a problem. So I think that's what makes agri attractive to me. The fact that, yes, you're doing good. You're doing real good, but at the same time, you're helping yourself in the process. So that makes agri attractive. And then also in terms of the passion that you see and all of that, I think it's just going out there on the field and then, meeting people and people being hopeful and, making promises to them, and, you have to keep the promises. So in a way, I would say that being out there on the field, that gives me the strength and the energy to keep going, because then people are out there looking up to the government to support them, and that just gives the energy. And also the solution lies with the farmers. And that's why, again, as a government, we are very intentional about our extension support. I think I didn't mention it earlier, because we strongly believe that, yes, they are the ones that would execute on our plan, but also, and equally or even more importantly, they are getting information from us, from the farmers. What the farmers, what they need, that would help to define the policies, that would help to define the interventions, that would help the government to be able to address the needs of the farmers. So going out there helps us as a ministry to know how to help our farmers. Technically, when we look at our big investments, our big projects, the LPRES, the SABSI, they are more long-term. We're supposed to feel the full effect, 100% over, 10 to 15 years. However, as a state, we're looking at ways to ensure that in the immediate, we are feeling the impact. And that's why we have those interventions, which already in Kwara, we're feeling the impact, giving quality seeds. We experienced droughts, but people still, are getting something that as a result of the intervention and investment of the government. Our livestock farmers, we have more people that are now going into ranching, into pasture development, so they don't have to graze openly and eat other people's grass, eat other people's crop as food for their cattle. So these are things that are already happening, that Kwarans are seeing the impact already. Also, when it comes to animal health, we've renovated our vet clinic We've upgraded the facility. We've brought in equipment that would enable us to be able to test when there's a disease outbreak and get immediate results without having to go to another state or wait for Abuja, wait for a day or two.
On the dry season farming all year round, she said the state government has secured 500 hectares of land, each at 2 locations, Dukulade in Patigi and Umaran, to execute the project.
So again, another aspect of boosting our productivity in Kwara State is irrigation. We currently have about 3 projects that's ongoing where we have a plan for irrigation under each of these projects. We have the Akrisal project, and under the Akrisal project, we're developing the statewide irrigation plan. We also have the SPI, and Akrisal is domiciled under the Ministry of Environment. And under the Ministry of Water Resources, we have the SPIN project. For the SPIN project, for this dry season, we are going to have 2 locations, Dukulade in Patigi. I think in each of those locations, we're looking at having up to 500 hectares. And in Omwaro, in the reportage, Kwara South, we are also going to, that's another location where we're going to have irrigated farmland for dry season farming. And in addition to that, the government has also identified clusters, rice clusters for rice farming. We're looking at doing 60,000 hectares, 2 cycles of 30-30. We've identified the clusters that we're going to use, and we're also working closely with Lower Niger River Basin to ensure that we're able to capture more clusters, and we have already set up a committee for the dry season farming. We've identified the partners that we're going to work with to support the farmers. So, to address your question more directly regarding cost of food, right? So, now that we've supported our farmers, they've done more. We have more. We're monitoring now, so I can tell you that we have a lot of produce out there, in Kwara. Now that hopefully with this, we're going to create surplus in the market. And price is a function of demand and supply. So with more in the market, that will bring down the price. But then, as we progress into next year, things might get a little bit, things might get we might be going back to a situation of, scarcity again. But the government this year has come up with a good plan to even address that next year, which is to purchase from the farmers. So this year, Kwara State government will be buying from farmers so we can store. And when price starts to go up, we can control price that way by, putting more in the market, creating a surplus again, and hopefully that would also enable us to drive down price.
According to the committed and hardworking Commissioner for Agriculture and Rural Development, Oloruntyosi, the solution to most of the nation's economic challenges lies with the farmers, and the state government will continue to support them to ensure food security and nutrition in the state, and to also serve as a good example for other states to emulate.
This is Kwarans Television, a professional online-based television committed to promoting truth, balanced and objective reportage without fear. Please like, share and subscribe to our YouTube and Facebook channels. Kwarans Television, fearless pursuit of truth.